Today's topic and story is near and dear to me, near and dear to my heart. It's about the difference between content and context as we're going through this series. So there was a moment after my third heart ablation procedure where I thought I needed to do something to help myself heal. That third ablation procedure to cure my RVOT, my right ventricular outflow tachycardia, felt particularly difficult in terms of recovery. My electrophysiologist, he's a cardiologist who specializes in heart rhythms, had decided this time to go very deep into my heart muscle to find the misfiring cells that kept recreating this tachycardia that we could not get rid of. When I came out of the anesthetic, my body was definitely aware that something pretty serious had taken place. After the procedure, my heart kept slipping into these tachycardic arrhythmias. And that's not so unusual when people are poking inside of your heart, but it wasn't something I had experienced with my previous 2 ablations. I remember feeling quite crestfallen, worried that the intervention had not worked once again. And I began looking for ways to see if I could somehow help the healing process along. I remember lying in bed shortly after coming home from the hospital, and I decided to do a visualization. So I imagined entering into my chest to ask my heart, my very tender, beating, precious heart, what it needed from me to heal. And I remember this like it was yesterday. It's so vivid in my memory banks. My heart indicated in no uncertain terms that it needed to rest. It didn't need anything from me. It just needed to recover. This was its third ablation procedure, and it just wanted to recover. It didn't need prayers. It didn't need techniques. It didn't need breathing. It didn't need anything. It just needed to rest, to convalesce. And so I laugh about it because it's so clear. And so that's what I did. I just allowed, as I noticed standing there in the presence of this great muscle called my heart that was literally keeping me alive, beat by sometimes erratic tachycardic beat in that grand and quiet cathedral-like space where it communicated so clearly that it just needed to be. So then in my mind, in that visualization, I left the dimly lit cavern of my chest. My heart never told me that everything was going to be okay. It didn't say it knew how this would turn out. But the message was really clear. I returned to my more human concerns while the tachycardias became less and less frequent. That happened over the coming week. And then looking back about a year after the procedure, I realized that the last ablation had been successful. So since May of 2022, not a single blip on the radar. So the point of this story is to illuminate something. One of the most important themes I discovered through those 5 years of trauma, grief, betrayal, loss, estrangement, medical brouhaha, is how the mind wants to fix, intervene, control. Not because it's wrong or bad at what it does, even when it's swirling around in loops, trying to figure itself out. In this case, the doing, the content, was the procedure, the third procedure that I had. And the conscious awareness part, the content part, the heart, my heart, was very clear in its needs. Those needs were from conscious awareness, from context, with the letting go and the allowing of just allowing the heart to be, to do what it needed to. That was all that was required. By relating to my healing from a different place, a larger space, a dimension that's different from thinking, where nothing needed to be forced. It was context, conscious awareness. Now, I'm not saying that conscious awareness is going to cure a heart condition or bring anybody back from the dead or change what someone else is doing that's getting in the way of you enjoying your life. But as I allowed the content of my mind to rest in the space of conscious awareness, the healing that needed to happen was left unfettered by my thinking mind to heal in its own way. So for your consideration today, when your mind is looping and when your body is activated, what if nothing really needs to be fixed in that moment? What if just for a few moments, you can just let it all be, trying not to attach too much importance to what your mind might be churning and generating in terms of thoughts and feelings and what you might need to do or not need to do or solve, even if just for a few seconds. And notice there's a place of ease that you can relax into. Just opening, allowing conscious awareness to hold you, to allow conscious awareness to be your foundation. I'll see you on day 8. I'm looking forward to it as we continue our conversations on the difference between content versus context.